What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It is Tuesday, March 10th. We are ready to get into some predictions. We had the World Baseball Classic last night, Game 3 for USA. They beat Mexico 3-5. Obviously, a home run by Aaron Judge. The GOAT pulled this in our select pack opening. It is 27 of 49. The GOAT team captain, Roman Anthony, had a home run too, so we didn't pull him in our video, but we're still looking for him. Uh, Not much more to be said here. Obviously, here you can see the. I mean, maybe my face cam's in the way. I don't know, so I'll just ignore it. But today we got the day one of turning 67 cents into $1 million. I started this on TikTok, as you guys may know. After 6 days, my TikTok got banned, and then I did day one of 10 cents to $1 million on here. I kind of thought that's kind of stupid. I'll just keep doing the 67. And here we are. So this is the official day one. That we'll consider the 10-cent day to be day zero. I'll pretty much explain what I'm doing here. Each day there'll be two bets. There'll be one that we're looking to double. We're just looking to double the 67 cents every day. It'll take about like 27 to 30 days to get to $1 million if we were to do it in a row and actually be successful. And then our second one is to shoot for the stars, which will start off as a 10-center, just like, pray, the Project Hail Mary, if you will. Pretty self-explanatory. Our first bet is going to be the double here. It's going to be Miami to beat the Washington Wizards by 10. They're favored by 16. I moved it down. And then it will be UMBC to win their conference tournament game. They beat this team. They're playing twice by more than 10 points, so I like them to win here. I like them to cover their spread. I would have just done these two money lines, but it was nowhere near double money. It would have been like minus 200 instead of a plus 111. So if you know how that shit works, you know how that shit works. On the right, though, I do have just the numeric values. If you were to put $10 on this bet, you'd get $11.10 back. If you were to do the 67, obviously it's pretty much double to 142. This is our asymmetric risk here, basically low risk, high reward. $10 would get you $8,785 if this were right. 10 cents would get you 85, basically pushing $90. I like Stanford and SMU to win their respective games in the ACC tournament. SMU is playing Syracuse, who they lost to by like 1 or 2 on the road. And then Stanford is playing Pitt, who they beat by a few at home. Utah is playing Cincinnati in the Big 12 tournament. They lost to them by a few points on the road, so let me at least take their spread here. That's a very generous spread, in my opinion. And then Colorado to beat Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State they started off really good, but they've been one of the worst teams in the Big 12. Obviously, it's one of the best conferences this year, so it's not really that much of like a shot at Oklahoma State, but still. Out of the Big 10, I like Oregon and Northwestern to win their games. Oregon is playing Maryland, the worst team, basically, and then Northwestern is playing Penn State, which is the other worst team. So I'm just fading pretty much all of the worst teams in these conference tournaments. You probably should too. I like, from the mid-majors, I like Stephen F. Austin and Hofstra to win their games. Both teams they are playing, they beat twice or at least once by 10 points. And then the NBA, I like the Nets. They're playing the Pistons. I like their spread. They beat the Pistons on the road last time they played. This is my video, maybe last two videos. It was the one where I had the Pistons winning by a bunch and they lost. So we're taking the Nets, we're taking the Heat, obviously, as explained earlier, and then we're taking the Rockets to beat the Trailblazers at home. They beat them earlier this year on the road, I believe. And then from the NHL, we'll take the Canadiens, Stars, and Avalanche to all win. The Stars are playing the Golden Knights at home. The Avalanche are playing the Oilers at home, who they beat 9-1 earlier this year on the road, I believe. And then the Canadiens are playing the Maple Leafs, who've been playing terribly and already lost to the Maple Leafs. Or already lost to the Canadiens. Maybe twice this season, once in overtime and once on the road by like 3. So that's going to be it for the segment of 67 cents to $1 million. All right, so we're pretty much just going to recap For the rest of this video, we're just going to recap everything that's happened in college basketball conference tournaments so far, who's in the tournament, who's not, kind of what I think of what's going on. So out of the A-Sun, we had Queens and Central Arkansas. This was a great game, went to overtime. Some kid on Central Arkansas had like 49 points, just completely carrying the team, and then they kept the ball from him in overtime. Makes sense. This Queens team, though, I do like them. I like this Queens team. This was both teams' first chance to get to the NCAA tournament. I'm not sure if I'll take Queens to win a game, but it kind of depends on their matchup there, obviously. Out of the Big South, we had High Point beat Winthrop. This High Point team looks dangerous. I took them to win last year against like Purdue or something, whoever they played. I think they might actually have a better chance this season. If you see their record, they've played like 3 tournament teams already in like conference champions, and they beat them all. So I kind of think that if there's a mid-major that's going to do some damage, it might be this team. So definitely stay tuned for that. Keep track of who they play. They turn the ball over, I think, a lot, and they have very good three-point shooting. That's just something that High Point kind of does every year. This is a championship game tonight. I just want to make sure I didn't pass any. I did. So this is one tonight, Monmouth and Hofstra. Obviously, I took Hofstra out of the Coastal Athletic. Not necessarily the most... No, this is actually a very good conference, and Hofstra has beaten a lot, and I mean a lot, of Power 4 conference teams. Like, they beat Syracuse, they beat somebody else, some Big East team, I think, too, so watch out for Hofstra. Hofstra is a team that can definitely make some noise in this tournament. Like, it's always the weird ones, the ones you'd never think, but Hofstra, like, that 3 seed in here is probably has the best resume out of anyone in this conference. So it's not really a surprise as to why they are where they are. The Horizon League here, Wright State is definitely that team that is like the best. They've pretty much dominated this conference. At least they were for a little bit. But Detroit Mercy is definitely one of the few teams in here that can actually beat Wright State. I'm not sure about which team would fare better in the tournament. I would just assume Wright State, but this should definitely be a good game. Definitely should be a good game. Wright State put up 100 yesterday, 103 or something. Merrimack and Siena are playing tonight out of the Metro Atlantic. I really like Merrimack in this game, although I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, if Siena won, but Merrimack did take both regular season matchups, so let me see them. This is the conference that produced the FDU win over Purdue, 16-1. I don't really see that this year. These teams have kind of been really non-competitive against like Power 4 teams, so we'll see. Maybe they even just get like a first 4 game. I don't know. We had Illinois, Chicago, and Northern Iowa play for the Missouri Valley tournament. A lot of parity here, a lot of upsets here. Belmont won by 3 games in the regular season. Lost first round to Drake by 21. I mean, like, wow. I really was kind of pushing for Illinois, Chicago, UIC Flames here, but Northern Iowa, they look like a scary team. This team, Northern Iowa, has made 4 tournaments, and they've won a game in all 4 tournaments, including that one over Texas. I believe it was like the game winner from half court. So I definitely will probably be taking this team to win a game, especially if they play like a fraudulent, like, you know, like Texas Tech, BYU, teams that are injured, North Carolina even. I don't know. You never know. I'm going to be definitely taking them to win a game. The NEC tournament. This is the one that has already been decided. Mercyhurst is not eligible to make the tournament, so when Long Island beat Wagner in the semifinals, the winner of that game had a berth to the tournament. I'm kind of happy it wasn't Wagner. That Wagner team wasn't very good when they made the tournament a couple years ago. Their logo's kind of lame. Everybody likes the Sharks. Everybody's a Sharks fan. Fucking fins up, dude. I like the Sharks to win this game. I don't think that they necessarily will. Like, obviously they want to win their conference tournament. They have a lot of time off before the tournament, but like Mercyhurst isn't bad, and I think they have that chip on their shoulder. Usually these kind of teams that aren't eligible, they by the year before they are eligible, they usually win the conference tournament. I don't understand why they need to lower the amount of time it takes. If you can win the conference tournament in your first year as a D1 school, why would you get like penalized for that? It doesn't make sense. They're like scared of D2 players being better than D1 players. Out of the Ohio Valley, this was the first conference tournament we had finished. Tennessee State beat up, absolutely destroyed Morehead State. We picked Morehead State just as a joke because everybody needs Morehead. But I really like this Tennessee State team. I'm not sure about their upset potential because this conference is a little bit like crappy. Like Morehead State got blown out by like 30 in the tournament last year, so we will keep an eye on that. But kind of always depends on their conference matchup. This one isn't today, but Boston University and Lehigh should be good. Really upset that Navy won or lost. I kind of wanted Navy to make the tournament. Never really see them do great in basketball. I feel like they're always okay in football, but East Tennessee State got destroyed by Furman yesterday in the Southern Tournament. It might not have seemed like it by the score, 15 points, but Furman was shooting the lights out. This Furman team is looking scary, especially if they play Virginia again. I am taking Furman. I know Virginia is not the same, like, they can't put up points. Virginia's actually putting up points this year, around 80 points per game. But I do like this Furman team. This Furman team is scary. They play with passion, they play with fire, and they shoot the lights out. So be weary of them. The Summit League, I was really pushing for North Dakota to win here. I could not believe they beat St. Thomas. I actually wanted St. Thomas to win the whole thing, but then I actually used to go to North Dakota. So I was kind of surprised, but also like, why'd you have to beat my favorite team? You know what I mean? But North Dakota nonetheless loses to North Dakota State. They're in-state rivals. North Dakota State was going to win this game like 100% of the time. They had won both in regular season matchups by a ton. I would not take these teams to win a game. These teams are usually pretty. They get pretty messed up in the tournament. Let's just say that. Yesterday we had the Sun Belt tournament. Troy pretty much put an end to Georgia Southern's little Cinderella run here. We all kind of knew that was going to happen. It was like, 6 games in 6 days. It's going to catch up to you. Troy was only playing their second game in 2 days. Troy definitely deserved to go to the tournament. They were the best team in this conference by far. They could give somebody trouble. I do think they could give somebody trouble, but against like an SEC team, like a very athletic team, I don't really think they stand a chance. So I just spit on my computer. Cool. Anymore, we have Gonzaga and Santa Clara playing tonight for the West Coast Conference. I would not be surprised if Santa Clara won here, although they did lose both regular season matchups to the Zags. I do think the Zags will win. I would take the Zags to win, but Santa Clara, I think they're already a tournament lock, but let's see what they can do tonight. A lot of people are thinking this team is representative of that Oakland team with Jack Golke for some reason. So we'll see. And I think that is about it. I may have skipped one more in my mass skipping little thing I did earlier. But I think I got everything. So that should be it for today's video. We will have pretty much daily videos from now on. I started a second YouTube channel for gaming stuff, but I think I'm just gonna post it on here. I don't really see a point in splitting it up. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this series takes off. I can't stop burping all of a sudden during the outro. I don't know. If you've even watched this far, I'm sorry. Yeah, should be good. We'll check in with you guys tomorrow. We will probably have maybe a Sea of Thieves video up Friday or something weird. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe on a day that I don't like a lot of games, or like Monday, Tuesday, kind of next week when there's no college basketball. Maybe I'll start doing some gaming stuff just on days where, we need a filler. I just want to see if I can post every day on YouTube. I think that's not really a tall task. And I've been liking the growth that I've been seeing, especially with this series. So if you guys have been liking this series, please do leave a like, subscribe, comment. If there's any games I left off from college basketball, NBA, whatever, let me know in the comments. I'll give you my best prediction. I don't think those are probably the best games to be betting on if I didn't include them, but I will check if you ping me and let me know. So again, last time, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.